Hi yogis, I'm Sarah from the Happy Yogi Cooperative, and today we're going to review part of the vinyasa sequence to make sure that we're getting off the floor safely and not hurting our shoulders and neck or low back, because vinyasas are something we do repeatedly in vinyasa flow, and we want to make sure we're doing it in a way that is taking care of our bodies. So go ahead and come lie on your belly with me. Right, and the first thing we're going to do is prop ourselves up into Sphinx pose. This is reading a book at the beach pose, where we want our elbows directly under our shoulders and our forearms and elbows parallel as well. All right, so this is just a nice, gentle, supported heart opener, but we're going to turn it into an abdominal exercise. So we'll take a deep breath in here with the heart pulling forward. But as we exhale, we'll draw the belly to the spine so much. It's like doing a crunch in reverse. You're going to lift your pubic bone and the fronts of your hips off the floor, and then you'll inhale and slowly release that effort, placing hips back down and reaching heart forward to Sphinx. So let's do that several more times. Exhale, peel the flesh of the belly off the floor. Inhale, slowly release that effort and put it down. Right, we're not using our buttocks muscles, even though they may want to help us out. We're going to say thank you, but no thank you. And just focus on using the abdominals kind of between belly button and pubic bone, the navel center. And you can make this as effortful as you'd like or as gentle as you need, but it will bring awareness to that part of the body. All right, one more. Now, for those of you who want, come down and take rest. For those of you who'd like, you can interlace hands, tuck the toes, and use that belly work to pick you all the way up into a forearm plank for just a few breaths of fun. But otherwise, rest on your belly and breathe, or you're in child's pose. In this shape, our thighs, our quad muscles, and our buttocks, our glutes get to help us. It's not just the belly working, but we certainly feel it. All right, so let's all come back onto our bellies. You can shake out the hips if you've just landed. And now we're going to work the upper back. So like you're setting up Cobra, you're going to roll the shoulders onto the back, but instead of pressing into the hands to lift, we're going to float the hands about a ½ inch off the floor. So no contact with the earth. Instead, as we pull elbows back and slightly in, we hug shoulder blades and lift the chest. So it's a floating or hands-free Cobra. All right, and notice I'm not looking forward, so if you were looking to see what I was doing, go ahead and tuck your chin now so the back of the neck is long and you're actually lifting from the back of the head. All right, so you should feel this working between and under the shoulder blades. And these are important muscles to get us off the earth. All right, come on down, take rest. Again, shake out the hips. Turn a cheek or an ear to the mat if you need. But we're going to combine those two actions to get us off the floor. So when we're going through a vinyasa, we might come down to our bellies and with our hands, inhale up into Cobra, forehead to mat. What we want to avoid getting off the floor is doing something like this. Gross exaggeration alert, but look at my low back. My belly is loose. My shoulders are up by my ears. And if I do that over and over again, I'm going to end up with some serious injuries from my yoga practice. So instead, we roll the shoulders onto the back. We use that upper back work. We tuck our toes, and then we're going to use that Sphinx low belly work to lift and try to come up to hands and knees in one long line. Yeah? Do it with me. So with toes tucked, we're just coming to hands and knees, but we're going to roll shoulders onto the back. We're going to lift in our low bellies and try to come up in one long line. Now, it may at first feel or look like, right, a little seesaw action, but keep at it. Your arms, your belly will get stronger, and then we'll apply it to our B series sun salutation. Okay, so we're going to do a couple rounds of that. So when you're ready, come to the top of your mat with feet parallel or feet together, whatever your preference. Inhale, Utkatasana. right? In this pose, lift and spread your toes. Make sure weight is back on the heels and that the knees don't block the feet because that's not good for them. One more deep breath here. And then we exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway position. Here's our first vinyasa option. Bend the knees and plant the hands to step back to plank. Deep breath in, and then use the toes to push you forward, lower to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Here's our big moment. We'll return forehead to mat as we exhale. Roll shoulders onto back, tuck toes. Lift your low belly and try to come up in one long line. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, stepping forward to warrior one. Back heel spins down, and we rise. Virabhadrasana 1. On the exhale, we come right back down. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower to the earth. Untuck the toes, come to cobra. Pull the heart forward, the head a little back. Forehead to mat, and then tuck your toes, roll shoulders onto the back, lift those sphinx muscles to come up, hands and knees, or full plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it through. Warrior 1, inhale to rise. Right, if we're doing one breath per movement, that next exhale takes us right back down, but there's no rush. You inhale as you step back to plank. Plenty of time to breathe. Exhale, lowering to the mat. Untuck toes, roll shoulders back to come to cobra, Bhujangasana. And forehead to mat. Right, now shoulders on back, lift belly, toes are tucked. Some of us may be able to press up to plank in one long line, but otherwise, it's hands and knees, and then down dog, where we pause for 3 to 5 breaths to let all that energy we just stirred up sort of distribute and settle. And after 3 to 5 breaths, we finish the sequence by lifting hips and heels, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or hop to the top of your mat on an end of your exhale. Inhale, halfway position. Forward fold, and then from here with parallel feet, we're going to shift weight back to the heels, lift the belly off the thighs to come back to our chair pose, Utkatasana. Strong belly, no tuck, right? Just reaching the hips back, weight on the heels. On an exhale, rise to stand. And notice how that got the heart going. So let's do one more series. So we can practice one breath per movement, but you can always take it slower and take your time. You can always skip vinyasas when this work starts to feel tiring. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, sitting back to chair. 2 more breaths. Right, relax shoulders away from ears. Broaden arms if you need to. Toes lift and spread. Next, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Maybe you skip this vinyasa, or you bend the knees, plant the hands, and step back. Exhaling to chaturanga or the floor. Inhale, cobra. Forehead to mat, we tuck toes. Go ahead, exhale, lift up in one long line, downward dog. Inhale to lift your right leg. The exhale is to set up our foundation to get the feet and where we want them, and the inhale is to rise. Now you might go all the way to chaturanga on this exhale, stepping back and bending the elbows. Some of us go to upward facing dog, some of us come to the floor for cobra, but we're all going to use those low belly sphinx muscles to lift us up and back when the time comes. Inhale, lift the left leg. Again, exhale is to set up the foundation so we can rise. Big, long, deep breath in. You might go to plank on this exhale, or you might go all the way to chaturanga or the floor. Inhale into your back bend, or skip it all together. And then meeting in downward facing dog, one long line, lift the belly. After 3 to 5 breaths, we inhale, lift the hips and heels. Exhale, bend the knees, and it's as we empty the breath and we pull belly to spine that we might hop forward, or we just walk to the top of our mats. Inhale, halfway position. Exhale and fold. Reaching out and up to stand. Oops, exhale, sit back to chair pose. Because it doesn't really matter how you get there. What matters, are we happy? Are we kind? Are we breathing? So after 3 breaths in your chair, hands to heart, come upright. Thank you for sharing your practice. Namaste.